Here's the holes I drilled, and I came an inch back from that rib. I got a hole right there, and there I just went 14 inches. I marked my center line right there. I drilled my holes from the inside, that way I can go up on the roof and see where I'm at, and I'll show you that right now. Here's my layout on the roof. See the two holes I drilled, and then I just connected those. Then I laid that thing up there, and then I just traced around it. And the Maxxair fan is 23 inches from front to back, so my fan is going to end up right there. So I got that much room. And I'm not going to record too much of this because there's install videos all over the internet. I just wanted to show some of the other, you know, little things, how I laid it out and stuff like that. So now I'm just going to drill my holes in the corner, cut it out, and you know, you can probably have already seen other videos that show the rest, so I'm not really going to do that, but I'll come back when it's installed and show you what it looks like. Here's my hole all cut in. I did put tape around there to kind of protect the paint, and I went to fit that in there, and I had this little, it needed about another 1/4 of an inch, and I started to cut it with a Sawzall, and this was doing that, so I had to finish it with snips. So that might be something to keep in mind. Maybe you know, if you maybe have a backup pair of snips just in case you run into that situation. Here's a problem you might run into installing this Maxxair fan. I guess they really want that gasket. There's a gasket under here that this part seats on. I guess they really want that to fit tight because these screw holes don't really line up, and I don't really want to push down on it a whole lot and break it. And this side you can't even see the hole. So I'll show you what I did to solve that. I just started the screw kind of crooked like that. And then just slowly brought it down. And that seemed to work. If you can get that point in there where the holes overlap, it kind of wedges it down. So I was trying to stick Allen wrenches and stuff in there and try to pry it down, and then I thought, well, I'll just try that, and it seemed to work pretty good. But I just got one screw left, but there's the fan installed. Here's a look from the other side. Another reason why those screw holes probably don't line up, or those clips float in there. So I may have had a few of them pushed too far down, and then when I put the screws in, it'll pull it back up. I have this big box of wiring here, and I'm looking for parts to temporarily run my fan. I just want to hook it up real quick and see what it's going to do. So I found this big, had a bunch of fuses in it, and I'm taking these out, and then I had this small one, and then I just want to show how these come out. There's a, if you can see that, there's a right there, there's a little, that little thing sticking out. Yeah, you probably can't see this, but there's like a little plastic piece down in there, and you have to stick a screwdriver down in there and pry that back and pull out those wires at the same time, and it basically catches that right there, so you have to pry it out this way and release it off of that, and then you can pull that out, and then all you have to do is push it back into the new one. And what that is, that's the top of it, and that's where the blades, that's where these fit in. So if you ever, trying to focus it here, if you ever have to do that, and I'm not going to do this is just temporary, I'm actually going to go buy one to actually wire it up. I just want to run it real quick, because this one it's got 4 wires. I'm not going to use these 2. I'm just going to hook the fan there and there, put the fuse in there, just to run it real quick. I have my Maxxair fan wired up very crudely. I wouldn't recommend doing it this way, but I just wanted to test it out. I have it on low right now. I'll follow these wires down and show you how I did it. This is temporary. I just got that twisted together with some tape. And I cut these wires. These are the actual wires I'm going to use, so I cut them really long. So I got it going down to that fuse, and I only have a 4-amp fuse. That's all I can find. I thought, you know, I thought that would, if it was lower, it'd be better than having it too high. And then I just got a vice grip to the battery. Let's turn it up one, see what. Now I'm going to try it on reverse. Not sure if you do that on, or I'm going to have to read the instructions actually and get back on that, but there it is, it works. I'm just going to get the right fuses for it today and get the right crimper and everything. That's one reason I just taped this, is because I have a crimper, it's just not with me, and I didn't want to try to like hammer it or pliers or whatever. I want to get the right tool and do it right. So cool, that's done. That's, you know, this is like the biggest part of this build. I was not wanting to cut a hole in my roof, but it's done now, so I'm happy.